the mandate.
Okay,
expires
it is
on the
7 PM on December 22nd, 2020. We're gonna open the administrative board meeting. You do roll call, please.
Yep, I have trustees Chris Sample,
Here.
John Talbot,
Here.
William Luxinger,
Here.
Dina Simpson,
Here.
Jen Christensen,
Here.
Jared Down,
Here.
President Rick Worm,
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabany,
Here.
I, Clerk Sandy Moss, am here, Public Works Supervisor Brett Berge, and Park Supervisor Nathan Hill.
Before we get to the consent agenda, I'd remind everybody in the room to speak loudly, because not only are you speaking into the microphone in front of you, but you have to get picked up by the microphone in front of Sandy for those that are on the Zoom meeting. Read the items on the consent agenda, please.
Tonight for approval on the consent agenda is number 1, the November 24th, 2020 Administrative Board Minutes. Item number 2, the bills payable warrant list dated December 22nd, 2020. Item number 3 is the ordinance number 2017, an ordinance regarding residential temporary certificates of occupancy. Number 4 is ordinance number 2018, an ordinance establishing fees, charges, fines, penalties, and other regulatory measures, the annual fee and ordinance. Number 5 is ordinance number 2019, an ordinance authorizing disposal of personal property owned by the Village of Davis Junction, the ice rink. Number 6 is resolution number 20-80, a resolution authorizing the destruction of closed session tapes. Number 7 is resolution number 20-81, a resolution approving and reviewing executive session meeting minutes. And number 8 is resolution number 20-82, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of retail purchase agreement from Prescott Brothers for purchase of 2021 Ford F-350 cab and chassis for Parks Department.
At this time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of the items from the consent agenda for further discussion? Not hearing any, we'll entertain the first motion.
I move to place agenda items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as the consent agenda.
Second.
Jen makes a motion that items 1 through 8 be placed inclusively as a consent agenda. Williams seconds. Roll call, please.
Jen,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Dina,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
William.
Yes.
Motion passes 7:04. Second agenda item, or second motion.
I move to adopt items 1 through 8 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1 through 8 inclusively as the consent agenda. Williams seconds. Roll call, please.
Jared,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Dina,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
The motion passes 7:05. We don't have an item C because there's nothing removed from the consent agenda. We'll move on to reports of the officers. Tonight, we have Mr. John Berlin with us from Junction Liquors. You guys recently passed a, I don't really call it a resolution, that, was going to waive the fees for the liquor establishments, for their liquor licenses. And that was with the exception of any that would have any violations in the last year. And Mr. Berlin is here to plead his case.
I think this thing's working, is it?
Is the green light on?
Green light is on.
Yep. You won't hear anything, but it's working.
All right, great. Thank you. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hear me out today. Some of you don't know me, some of you do. I've been in the industry for 45 years. I bought Junction Liquors about a year and a half ago. And, you know, as we all know, there's been a lot going on with the state that has extremely hampered our business to the point where our revenues are down probably close to 50% from last year. Our gaming revenues, we've lost over $30,000 so far this year. I know there's been some concerns about what happened back in September. Unfortunately, the young lady who, I'm just calling her young lady, she'd be happy, she's not too far younger than me, Cammie Cook was caught in what I call a sting with Ogle County. I've seen the video. I'm not 100% sure I would have carded the person either. But she's been in the industry for over 13 years, working down at Marathon and not had any issues down there. And, you know, she's still going through the court cases with Ogle County in regards to the situation that happened.
John, can you just speak up a little bit more because I need to reach this mic too.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
But I guess I'm basically asking for you guys to reconsider, the motion you made a couple weeks ago to, as I put it, kind of single us out, because of what happened. You know, we have had no other, fractions. My 45 years in the industry, I've never had a problem until this situation. Anybody can check out my background. I've been in the industry since I was 15 years old. Owned several different places. I currently own JJ's Deli in New Milford and Lucky Dog Slots in Poplar Grove, and have had no issues there whatsoever. So I guess especially because of the situation that's going on with the state of Illinois, asking you to reconsider waiving our fees, as well as you did for FS and for JC's. And I'm open to any questions or any thoughts or anything that, you guys want to ask me, because, as Rick can tell you, we're trying to do everything we can for the community. Sandy knows before I do anything down there, I talk to Stenstrom and I talk to Sandy and Rick to make sure it works for what the village wants and what we're trying to do. And we're trying to be very community oriented and, plan on being around for quite a while. So it's not like we're going to be here for a couple of years and then get out of here. So, so it's, like I said, I'm asking for reconsideration and, see if we can get our fees waived as, you have done for the other two, establishments.
The only thing I'd like to mention is you mentioned something about how we passed the resolution, what seemed to be somewhat to, single you out. Just so you know, until you shared that story, I didn't know you had any, I don't know the violation.
I
So,
didn't-
like,
I
when
don't
you
say-
say
I
what to
didn't
single
either.
you out, I'm like, well, many of us did not even know you had any violations. So
Yeah.
when we made that resolution, it was actually to help all the businesses, not to single anybody out.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just, it's been a tough year. I mean, I wrote numbers down, yesterday. We're sitting as of today 145 days with no, income coming in off the gaming. And honestly, the way this governor's reacting, I don't see it changing for another 30 to 45 days, which means we will lose over.
Longer than that.
I'm sorry?
I think it's gonna be longer than that.
And Chris, you're probably right, but I'm trying to be optimistic about it. And when that takes more than a third of your income out of the business, it's a tough pill to swallow. It's, we struggle every day, and anybody who sits there, I mean, we pay a lot of sales tax. Our average sales tax to, the state is over $1,500 a month. And, our profit off the liquor store is not what anybody thinks it is. And now with Benny's being open, we're losing business to Benny's up in Rockford because of the prices they're charging, and we can't get product in. It's like today I had a conversation with Hayes. We can't get any of the Twisted Tea products because Benny's bought almost everything they had. So what does that do to our customer base down here? But they can't get the product that they truly want.
What's
You know.
Benny's? Is that the?
That's the new liquor store up in Rockford. I went in there for the first time on Sunday just to check it out, and they're selling stuff cheaper than what I'm paying for it. So it makes it difficult.
It's a long way away though.
What was the violation? Because I don't know what the violation was.
Ogle County, and this is my version of it, they have a different version. Ogle County did a sting the last week in September. And,
What does a sting mean?
Like when they set somebody up to.
Oh, Sending somebody in
So they
under-
send
buy
somebody in
cigarettes or
to,
whatever?
like,
Oh.
without and somebody, you're saying did not card them?
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Ogle County calls them compliance checks.
Thank you. I still call it a sting, and that's what I told the
Call it
officer,
compliance check.
So what is the rule? Is if somebody looks under a certain age, it's like what you see at the liquor store, if you look under a certain age, don't be a...
Right. And we card, I mean, just about anybody, especially with the mask now, we card just about anybody who walks in the door. I had a lady who get upset at me the other day. She was 51 years old. I said, ma'am, first off,
That's a compliment.
I feel great.
yeah, that's,
I'm gonna go in there.
I mean, I look at it this way, you card me right now, it's like, I'll be happier now.
Yeah.
So, but,
So, and then this is gonna sound very naive, so is the infraction with the county in terms of simply not carding, did we have any ordinance violations with us at all, in terms of anything else?
So it falls under the liquor commissioner for the liquor license. So the alternative is that, the liquor commissioner has the opportunity to send the person a notice, letting them know that we're gonna have a hearing based on a violation of the ordinance that you can't sell to somebody underage. And and then he would end up with a liquor commissioner could then find him guilty of that infraction and could then fine him. So that's the
So,
other method.
just another piece of information, this happened back in September, but we didn't find out about it till, what, the week before?
November, maybe the end of October?
I think it was the end of October,
Yeah, I
Rick,
think
when
it
you
was
called me.
Something like that.
Received the notice, yeah.
And they didn't notify us right away, it wasn't like we've been,
Does your staff card everybody now, no matter what?
Pretty much.
So pretty much is no, or pretty much is yes?
Yeah, if it's somebody they know that's been in there, then obviously we're not carding them. But if it's, you know, I would tell you right now, probably 65% of the people that walk in the door are getting carded because the other 35% are regulars there.
You paid a fine or something to the county?
The store did not. The employee is actually working with the county. She had a public defender because the judge had suggested she get a public defender. And when she went to court last week, the public defender apparently quit the whole county. So they've continued it out into sometime in January.
didn't you say, when we talked the first time, that they're not going after the store, they're actually going after,
Correct.
they're actually going after the
Correct.
individual?
And like I said, this employee, her name is Cammie. She's been working at the Marathon in Stillman for 13 years, so this is the very first time she's had a problem.
Well, my thing to, foregoing the fee for businesses is because I wanna see them here in town and I wanna keep them here in town. So, I don't have an issue with us waiving your fee too.
I appreciate
Because
that.
I want the businesses, you know, if, you know, and, sorry, I don't drink a lot, so I'm not gonna be a big help to you, but if I wanted to get something, I wanna have options to go get something close, you know, including, you know, food or whatever else. So I don't have an issue with waiving yours too.
I appreciate that, thank you.
I think we should waive the fee for a first offense. Give someone a second
The
chance.
waiving of the fee for the violation is solely at the discretion of the liquor commissioner. The board here has no say over that. So you can waive the fee for his
License.
license,
Yeah,
license.
license.
but the liquor commissioner makes the sole decision as to what the punishment will be for the violation.
Right, I'm just talking about the
The
fee
fee.
for this business,
Yeah.
which is the reason
Yeah.
why we, I
What we
thought-
did the resolution for.
Right, right.
I'm all good for leaving fee for the business.
So am I.
We'll have to rediscuss it next week, because we can't vote on anything tonight, we can't make that
You will
decision.
have to rediscuss it in
2
Oh,
three
okay.
weeks.
3 weeks.
Because we have discussion on here, but we do not have any kind of action.
Yes. So is the board in favor then of,
Rewording,
well, I'll work with them, but we're gonna have to essentially void
Well,
the original resolution.
You should probably get the rest of everybody else, 'cause, I mean, that's only 3 of us.
Jen?
I'm all for it because when we discussed it, I thought it was just that they had to be up with compliance with our,
Yeah,
like,
I didn't-
you know, their permit and stuff like that. I didn't know anything about what happened and honestly, I don't, it is what it is. I mean, it's the first time I think we've ever had anything like that.
It is the first
So,
time
I
in my
mean-
time here that we've had a
And-
violation, somebody not pass a compliance check by Ogle County.
And what's kind of strange, is we were actually working on what we would do, with the situation, when the idea came up of waiving the fees, and when you guys came up with the idea to not, if there were any violations, to not, and that's why I asked very clearly if that's what you were saying, and, then we let that go forth.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, we talking about it, I never thought about that type of thing as,
You were thinking
I was
ordinances
thinking
here.
all of like our,
not in
you know,
terms
their
of a police
permits, their
officer,
up
yeah.
to date on their licensing and,
Well,
or
it
whatever the
wasn't
stuff
just
they
for
have to.
liquor stores. I mean, the waiving of was it just a liquor fee? I thought it was,
We have liquor and gaming licenses here in town. We do
Yep.
not do
No.
business licenses.
oh, I thought we did.
No, we
No.
discontinued that.
We discontinued
Oh.
business licenses.
Because there was no fee to it,
Well, there you go.
John?
I'm fine with waiving, that's fine.
I'll be honest, I'm not opposed to waiving it, but this is just a personal opinion. I would really highly recommend the 65% be gone and just 100% then you would never, ever have that problem.
All right, that's why I said, Dina, though, is that anybody that's a regular, obviously, we've already carded them, we know where their age is, but it's anybody who walks in the door that we don't know and never seen, and there's there's, 'cause I work 1 or 2 nights a week over there, there's people who come in outside of that I've never seen before, so I'm carting them, and like I said, I've had some of them get upset saying, well, I've already been, I don't care.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Get over
Yeah.
it, 'cause it's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, it could, and I've told all of them, and I've told the staff, I don't care anymore. You cart everybody, we've got a sign up,
It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
Not for the person, no.
no, you know, and
Especially if somebody's gonna,
The court
what was the
cost.
wording you used?
Compliance.
What they do?
Compliance check.
Compliance check.
Compliance checks,
Well, I mean, we didn't create the laws, the state
Yeah.
did,
yeah.
right,
so it's not,
And I was under the impression, honestly, like, and I guess I know the compliance checks, then they report back to the village to say that they fall in line with what we do, but I honestly, I'm not asking somebody to do something illegal, but I honestly thought with the ordinances that we have, that's what I was assuming that we were.
Yes.
That's-
So he would have a hearing to determine that he is in violation by allowing, his business to serve somebody underage. But the fines that you guys just passed in your annual fee ordinance for a violation of the liquor licensing is between $150 and $1,000. And his fee for the licensing is $11.50 for the two of them.
Because in my mindset, when we were talking about the ordinances, and I was thinking about, like, you know, we have the outdoor furniture, or
Right,
like the
the
back of the
patio
fence that had no
feature,
exit.
yeah.
Right.
Those are the things that I was thinking of. So,
The type of stuff I was
so,
thinking.
William, you're last.
I got no opinion this year.
All right, get it on the agenda for 2 weeks, we'll have to revisit it.
I'll work with our village attorney to come up with the appropriate paperwork.
Anything further, John?
No, I'm done, thank you.
Sandy?
Yes, the ice rink that you guys have given me the authorization to dispose of, I've received an initial offer for the purchase of it as is for $750. So unless I hear any objections, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it to that individual.
Sell that thing.
no
Yeah,
objections here.
I thought we would've given that.
And they're aware of
Yes.
okay.
Yep, they are aware of the condition. We shared with them the cost that we've paid in the past to, buy replacement pieces. I offered $750, they accepted, so
Out of curiosity, is it another municipality or an
it's
individual?
an individual.
Okay, just curious.
Did you see the one on the news that they're putting in Rockford? Wow.
Yeah, it's up in the
With
parking
the
lot.
people with the taco truck?
Olivia.
Nice.
And then the only other thing I have is just a reminder, next week there is no meeting, so our committee meeting will be in 2 weeks, and then it'll be 3 weeks before we have another
The
voting
fifth,
meeting.
fifth Tuesday.
Fifth Tuesday.
It's the fifth Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, me too.
We get a couple of them a year.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, they come
I
so,
would've
so
rolled
far
over.
between, I forget.
Anything further, Sandy?
Nope, that's all I had.
All right, Brenda? All right, move on to the committees. Jen?
I have nothing.
William?
I do not believe we have any emergency expenditures.
Jared?
Nothing.
John?
Well, Nate, do you wanna take these two again, or was there more discussion on that?
After the last meeting, I broadened the net and got some better quotes for the dump body for the truck. And, casting that net further out, I found the exact same body that, I wanted to get from Bonnell, an R8 Adams and McHenry, and they were, $17,125, instead of $25,000. So, I would put that up there, same exact body.
It's on the screen behind you.
Plow, much cheaper, so, thanks for checking, calling me on that, and, I'm gonna recommend that we go through R.A. Adams, for $17,125 for the, dump body and, plow for the truck.
Thanks for the extra work, I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Nate.
Yeah,
There's your 8,000.
Clarifying, I wasn't even thinking about apples and apples, I was thinking apples and apples, but I was comparing apples and oranges, so I threw that net out a little wider and found a couple more quotes, so, yeah, no worries, save a few bucks.
Thank you, Nate. Was that all you had? Or you wanna, what about the field?
For you guys, for, discussion vote later on.
Rick should have the update on the field?
Yes, Rick should have the update on the second item.
So, I spoke with PJ, about the field use. Effectively, it was to the level of what William had said, where we will have access to the bus garage and, Highland Diamonds. And they will maintain the infields and not drag them and stuff like that, but they will try to keep them weed-free, and then we'll mow the outfields so that we can use them. If we're gonna have a tournament over there, we're getting paid to stripe them anyway, we're getting paid to prep the fields anyway, so we should be doing that. They are still okay with paying for their access, 'cause they want access to our fields. So, that's effectively what it boiled down to pretty quickly. There is no high school baseball diamond involved in this, just the bus garage, Highland, and it's effectively where you were at with it? You're looking away.
Yeah, it sounds like what my position was, yeah.
So, that's pretty much where I went from. I wrote down what everybody had said that day. When we met, I took a picture of it. I talked to PJ last Wednesday morning, that's where we came up, talked with Nate, let him know where everything ironed out, and, we should be able to put something together to those specifications. Just gotta figure out what the pay is gonna be. 'Cause they're gonna pay us for our materials and a little bit of our labor, 'cause they're putting the mound in and out.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm glad it was an easy compromise.
So are they then gonna have guaranteed practice time, or just,
They'll still schedule it just like they did, and they'll pay for the time.
cool, fine with me? So everybody's happy then, huh?
It sounds like it's a win-win.
All right.
You okay with that, Nate?
Yeah, 100%. Everything, worked out just fine. No worries, no problems, everything's great.
Yep.
Except for the fact that I have to now schedule all of the, that's my problem, but as far as the ITA.
We'll make it,
2020 was a test.
yeah. We'll make it.
2021 will be the real one.
We'll be all right.
Okay, you have anything further, John?
No, that's it.
Chris?
The actual, discussion of the 4720 John Deere repair/replacement tractors should go under streets and ditches.
Should I told you I'd move it, I didn't, sorry.
No, I only remember 'cause they were talking about
I'm
it.
like, I don't think that's
But
right.
we discussed it.
I discussed with Chris, I'd move it, I didn't.
Because we asked, Fergie got a quote on what a new one would cost, and what is it, 32 what? I guess.
behind you.
475.
There you go. 32,475.
It's one thing with the Zoom meetings, it takes up one of our TVs that you guys can't see it in front of you.
We're gonna see how much it costs to fix it and then the one we have and see about, whether or not what we will get on a trade-in after it's fixed. And then make a decision on whether we would wanna purchase a new one. Actually, the one we have in 2008, because of the replacement schedule we wanna go to, it might be an opportune time to replace it as we believe we have the money in the budget. But that's a decision for another day. Got anything else?
No, just real quick, just so everybody does remember, we have to, if we're gonna choose to get the work done, nobody will give us a price, so as long as everybody remembers that, I believe that's what you were going for, Chris, so.
Yeah, we should get it fixed anyway, 'cause we don't know really what it's gonna cost.
No,
And-
exactly, it may not be bad at all, and then just so everybody knows, this quote here, they are a Sourcewell, like how we buy our dump trucks, things like that. This quote is not a Sourcewell price, because their price is actually lower than the Sourcewell, so that's why,
I have a quick question on
Yes.
that. I don't really understand. So the trucks we get are on a state bid, is the Sourcewell a state bid?
I mean, I don't have the exact, but basically, yes, it's
Alright.
kinda like state, yeah.
Well, then they're not getting a very
But-
good price, are they?
But this is, like I said, this is actually not that, because it's
Well,
cheaper.
except Fords are cheap.
Yeah, Sourcewell is not always the lowest.
For a reason.
price.
Not
Like,
always,
for
no.
My
Well,
top year, for my top year, Sourcewell is not lower than what I
Okay.
was able to find elsewhere, but that's what they're able to obtain with the vendors that they work with,
Yeah.
so.
All right.
Yep,
Yeah.
so, just to clarify, so, yep, that's all I got.
Just to clarify, though, we are going to get the one we have fixed.
Yes,
first.
we will get that one fixed, yes,
All right.
yes, I just don't,
That's all I
I
have.
can't get an approval
All right.
because I don't have a dollar.
Do you need a not to exceed then in 3 weeks?
I don't even, I guess if we wanna shoot that high, but I don't even know what that is.
I don't know how that would work, 'cause
I can't give you that.
authorize them to do the work, and whether they exceed it or not, they're gonna continue working.
Right.
Yeah,
So we'll probably just have to do it as an expenditure when it gets done.
I would love to do a not to
Done
exceed,
anyways.
but
I think we're kind of in a trick bag on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you kinda
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
You're-
We
you're stuck.
can't get a
we've never
quote.
come across
If
this
you wanna
situation.
do it as
Unless-
a not to exceed, we could go to, but it'll have to be high.
That's
Still
the
gonna
problem.
have to pay
I
them.
think that for purposes of keeping finance records and everything straight, I would prefer that we do a not to exceed, even if it's 20,000, and double what anything that for you might think it is. I'm okay with that, just so that there's a record of the authorization
That we authorized it.
being performed.
Then we should do that.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
then-
unlike, like all the other items on here, this is only listed as discussion, which is why we didn't purchase the dump body or approve the waiver of liquor fees.
Yes, so, because those are the instructions.
So in
again.
3 weeks,
So
we'll-
I'm happy to put that as a not to exceed when we have our next voting meeting.
That'd be great.
Okay.
3 weeks.
Is everybody okay if I just shoot for the sky and hit 20,000?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can get that one little switch on it that doesn't work fixed too.
Is it dropped off yet, or we still have it?
No, we still have it, so.
Oh, my, okay.
Yeah, no, we didn't,
Forgot our whole Michael's
Yeah,
part
that's
there.
why
Yeah.
I thought it was already in the shop.
sorry, Billy, we just didn't wanna commit to anything until the board was okay with not knowing
I thought it was in the
a
shop.
dollar amount.
No,
So-
I would like to get a not to exceed for that reason.
I just would need to have it done before springtime.
Anybody have anything on economic development?
Did you skip over Dina?
Yeah, I thought you were skipping.
'Cause
Oh,
Dina.
I'm sorry.
Dina?
Dina. I was looking at the 4720 tractor, checked it off and moved on.
I do,
We are really.
there is one thing for, under utilities that just a quick note. You already forgot about me, didn't you, Dina?
Totally.
Well, you
Okay.
spoke so
I'm used to it. Just a heads up, I don't know how many of you, travel down Prairie Moon by the water tower. You'll notice that the hydrant that's where the pressure tank is finally gone. The hydrant that sat right at the end there that we had the pressure tank plugged into charging the system, that hydrant is bagged, it is out of service. We believe internally it's broke at the bottom. We are considering leaving that hydrant, so there's a hydrant at the other driveway of the tower, so you have a hydrant 200 feet away, and then downstream you have a hydrant right there. So this hydrant is not, it's not like we're missing 500 feet of fire hydrant here. We are considering leaving that hydrant until spring, because in case we have to dig it, we're not really comfortable digging it this late in the season. So, like I said, it's not critical. The fire department can grab a hydrant up high or grab a hydrant down low and lead in
Make sure they're
whichever way.
aware.
But, so if anybody sees that and go, why is that hydrant still bagged and it's January? There's a method to our madness here, so I just want everyone to understand that. So,
Sandy, can you make sure we communicate that with the fire department?
I can call Todd as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
just
yep.
make sure, just make sure they know.
And I had already told Todd that hydrant's out of service. I told him about a month ago, but I will call him and make
And
sure.
let them know it'll be out till spring.
Yes, will do. That's all for me, thank you.
Anything further, Dina?
I have nothing.
Dina?
I have nothing.
And there was no economic development? Public?
That'd be you.
As we all look at you.
Well, Glenda's
Oh.
here, hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, Glenda.
Glenda, they were talking over you. Can you please repeat yourself?
I didn't understand you.
Public?
And no, I am not speaking as the public, I'm speaking as the zoning board chairman. If we don't have anything for the zoning board in January, we need to cancel that meeting on the fourth.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Did you want to add anything as public?
No, I don't have anything to say as public, thank you.
All right. Anything further from any member of the board?
John, you're public too, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we all stared at him and he shook his head, so.
I was gonna say, the only thing I wanna say is thanks for hearing me out, and I appreciate you understanding our situation, so.
Welcome.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
John makes a motion to adjourn. Just seconds. Have to do roll call?
Yes.
Can no more,
John?
Yes.
Dina?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
William?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Jared?
Yes.
we are adjourned at 7:31.